back to another show of AP Tonight. I actually have had the privilege of being invited onto the Rancho State Rehabilitation Center grounds for an interview, and a very exclusive interview with Mr. Grice and Mr. Fullhouse. Can't wait to see how this goes. So the paperwork to get here was absolutely exhausting, but I'd like to introduce Mr. Fullhouse and Mr. Grice. Why don't you two tell the audience a little bit of who you are and what you do?
So I'm a relax. It's okay, James. So I'm a psychiatrical technician here at Rancho State Rehabilitation Center, and basically I monitor the patients and make sure that they're doing what they need to. And we take their behaviors into account and help them through stuff, and then keep them to their daily schedule also.
Oh, okay. So I have tons of questions. The first one actually being about this facility itself. So how would you describe the quality of your work environment here?
Well, I mean, it's nothing like trashy.
Right, I feel like when people imagine a psychiatric ward or a mental hospital, some eerie asylum image comes to mind, like right of a Blumhouse production.
Yeah, no, it's not like that. It's actually pretty clean, surprisingly, right? But we have 3 different areas, wings we call them, specifically for the different ages of the patients here. Okay. We also have a courtyard area, a gym where they can work out and stuff, and then a cafeteria where, they obviously have food. And food's pretty good, actually.
Well, I can imagine in its heyday this would be a fabulous place for someone to work.
This slapdash institution.
And you must be Mr. Grice, the patient, I assume?
I'm James.
And you must be James Grice, the patient, right?
Yeah, it's a lot more obvious, but I left my straitjacket in my room.
Well, that's certainly funny. So what is it exactly that you suffer from, Mr. Grice?
Everything.
I mean, your official diagnosis, your psychosis. Like, what is it exactly that?
Well, to name off just a few off the top of my deranged head, schizoactive disorder, ADHD, chronic paranoia, and oddly enough, OCD.
Wow, that seems like quite the handful.
It has been, but I think, over the time that we've gotten to know each other, it's gotten to be much more cordial with each other.
And how long have you been working together?
It's been 3 years since he came to us. We're coming up on the 4th year.
Have you seen this change in him?
Well, he's gotten better, but he's definitely not quite altogether there yet.
I'd like to talk about the relationship between you two. How would you describe the dynamic that works between you two?
It's amicable, for sure.
Okay.
Stop that. Don't do that.
Well, you certainly seem close now.
Yeah, well, for years we'll do that to you, like being monitored. Stories like my tail always following me around.
James, that's my job.
Well, I don't like it. It's that stupid tech thing. Why do we always have to be on one-to-one?
What's a one-to-one?
Oh, that's something that we do at the institution here, where the patient has to be within arm's reach of a staff member at all times. It usually happens after some sort of violent altercation with another patient or a staff member.
Violent altercation? I wouldn't call it that.
James, you bit his ear off and he was sent to the ER.
Well, did you hear what he called my mother?
He's 68 and he has a severe dementia.
Well, mental health issues isn't a reason to be such a jerk.
Okay, well, I have some more questions. So you mentioned earlier as his tech that you help him run your activities of the day. Well, what activities do you do here?
Well, actually, I have a list. So we run on a very tight schedule of what we take the different people through. So at 7 o'clock, we get them up and they have personal hygiene time for about half an hour. From there, we escort them down to breakfast around 7:30, and then around 8 we come back up and to the unit. And then There's broken into specific activities that we can work on. For example, the first thing he does is he goes to a group therapy session. James, do you want to talk to them about that?
Yeah, so we get in a circle, and then we sit down, and then they talk about something that bothers us, and we can choose to react.
Oh, so like anger management.
Yeah.
Would you like to give us an example?
So, yeah, sure. Something that bothers me is the double standard surrounding the mentally ill. Like, usually it's good for people to go outside and good for their health. It's only when I try to do it that it's a containment breach and a high risk to security.
James, you knew you weren't supposed to go outside. You were on a strict one-to-one deal, and you either stayed with me or you went to isolation.
Yeah, because that is such a fair deal, isn't it, Matt? Either I deal with you hovering over me, or I go to the loony box.
What else did you expect us to do? You bit a man's ear off, and you punched a nurse. It took 3 texts to restrain you.
Again with the ear thing.
So, Matt, I have a question for you. As a medical professional here, what's something that you wish you knew more about your job?
Well, as James said earlier, there's a lot of stigma connected with being mentally ill. And tied with that is also the stigma to what people in my profession do. Because of things like the milligram experiment and Albert experiment and electroshock therapy, people really get this negative view of us. And honestly, we're not like that at all. We've never been about that. Those malpractitioners were just that bad people who did bad things. And it hurts to hear things like that about my profession and what I do, because my staff and I were all about helping these people get the real treatments that they deserve. And the truth of the matter is that this man hits me every day when I come to work. And it's perfectly legal because it's a paycheck, because I get to go home at the end of the day and he gets to stay here locked up. But that's not right. But we do it anyway. Because they need help.
It's very tough.
Cypress meds.